I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro. Can I move my
and have a firearm pulled on him by the Omaha Police Department all in the same day. Imagine that.
Qasim Shabazz is shaken up.
Man, I thought we were getting ready to lose our lives.
Let him know with this pullover, this was authorized. Think about that. Authorized to pull him over. That you ain't gonna never be bigger than us. But the cops send a message. I don't care what anybody say.
Terence Crawford's night of celebration in Omaha took an unexpected turn. Only a few hours after the city held a parade and packed party in his honor for defeating Canelo Alvarez, he was stopped by police in the early morning. According to authorities, Crawford was driving a blue sedan at high speed when officers pulled him over around 1:27 a.m. The encounter escalated after police said they noticed a firearm on the floor of the car, prompting them to order everyone out at gunpoint.
Stepping out, seatbelt. I'm opening the door. I'm opening the door.
Right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro. Can I move my
Yeah, that's crazy.
Tim Bradley weighed in on Terence Crawford's traffic stop, sharing thoughts that struck many as both pointed and insightful. In his view, what happened that night went beyond a simple traffic violation. It was more about delivering a message to the boxing star. Bradley hinted that Crawford's rising fame may have reached a level where some authorities wanted to remind him that no amount of success places someone above the law. He likened it to a familiar pattern, where moments of celebration are abruptly interrupted by unexpected trouble. For fans, his commentary hit home, underscoring the irony of Crawford's victory parade being followed so quickly by sirens and a tense standoff with police.
Terence Crawford, he on the highest cloud, bro. Let him know. Let him know. With this pullover, this was authorized. Think about that. Authorized to pull him over. That you ain't gonna never be bigger than us. That's what the cops send a message. I don't care what anybody say. The cops send a message. This our city. You might got the key, but I got the handcuffs. That's what that was. Yeah. Boy, y'all start talking about my ceiling real quick. My roof, hey, it been raining and stuff. Hey, it's raining now. The clouds is out right now. You can see them in the background. I'm gonna go watch the damn car in a little bit once this rain stops. But anyways, back to the video. Man, look. You ain't got no city until you got the police. That's a fact. Yeah. Shoot. You ain't got no city unless you got the police. Don't ever forget that. You gotta have the law enforcement on your side, man. They gotta be looking out for you. For the good. Not for the bad, for the good. Yeah. Terence Crawford, it don't matter what you do for your city, man. Bruh, I'm letting you know right now, man. With this incident right here, they waiting on you to do something bad. This dude right here, he was trying to jack you. He was trying to catch you slipping. That's all it was. Seeing you on TV, displayed all on TV, parade shut down and stuff. He gotta be, securing certain points and stuff like that. He mad. He mad to see you.
Crawford's head of security offered a gripping recount of the incident, describing how quickly things spiraled during the stop. From his perspective, the officers seemed tense from the outset, escalating the encounter in a way that instilled real fear. What should have been a weekend of victory celebrations instead turned into a frightening ordeal when everyone was ordered out of the car at gunpoint. He recalled the sudden shift in atmosphere, from calm to threatening in an instant, and called it one of the most unnerving moments of his professional career. To him, the night went far beyond ordinary traffic enforcement, leaving behind an experience none of them would soon forget.
Passenger seat, the same man who rode on the float with Bud during Saturday's parade.
Be a man who can get to receive his second key to the city and have a firearm pulled on him by the Omaha Police Department all in the same day. Imagine that.
Qasim Shabazz is shaken up.
Man, I thought we were getting ready to lose our lives.
Being the head of Terence Crawford's security, Shabazz has seen a lot, but nothing like this.
Oh man, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Early Sunday morning, Crawford and his team were leaving an after-party following his parade. According to police, they pulled their vehicle over near 12th and Cass Streets for reckless driving. That's where things took a dark turn.
And as soon as he said he had a firearm, the police officer that was on his side became unhinged.
Police immediately drew their weapons, pointing a gun at Shabazz and the pound-for-pound champ.
I literally had my hands on top of the ceiling and inside of the vehicle.
According to police, an officer had identified a firearm on the floor of the vehicle.
Reports state that Terence Crawford's car was initially pulled over on suspicion of reckless driving. During the stop, officers claimed they spotted 2 firearms on the vehicle's floorboard, which escalated the situation and led to passengers being ordered out at gunpoint. Later checks revealed that both weapons were legally registered and properly certified to their owners. With no additional violations uncovered, Crawford received only a citation for reckless driving before being released shortly after. Though the matter was officially closed, many saw the encounter as carrying deeper meaning. Critics argued that on the very day Crawford was honored as a champion, local authorities seemed intent on reminding him who held the power. For some, it felt less about enforcing traffic laws and more about reinforcing control in Omaha.
The parade. KETV Newswatch 7's Pete Cuddy spoke with Mayor John Ewing, who requested that the Omaha Police Department conduct an internal investigation. And Pete, what did the mayor have to say?
Yeah, Julie, Mayor Ewing says that after such a great day yesterday, he was heartbroken hearing about the news of the traffic stop. That's why he reached out to Police Chief Todd Schmatter and Terence Crawford himself to find out what exactly happened at that traffic stop. Omaha Police released a statement saying that a car driven by Terence Crawford was stopped for driving recklessly around 1:30 in the morning on Cass Street. An officer confirmed that while Crawford was reaching to grab his information, the cop spotted a gun by Crawford.
Andre Ward, one of boxing's most respected voices, added depth to the discussion by highlighting a pattern he sees in how Terence Crawford is treated. Ward noted that even before the Canelo fight, critics often tried to downplay Crawford's success, claiming his wins came through decisions rather than dominance. In Ward's view, this was a deliberate effort to minimize the champion's accomplishments and diminish the true scope of his talent. He suggested that the Omaha traffic stop was just another example of the constant attempts to chip away at Crawford's reputation. Still, Ward stressed that no amount of criticism can erase Crawford's proven record or the respect he has earned inside the ring.
They tried to bury Terence Crawford. They tried to ruin his reputation and say that he wasn't a draw when the numbers were there for you to see. When he went to MSG against guys that didn't have big names, or that were faded, like Amir Khan, or when he fought Kaviaskis, he did numbers. It was a smear campaign about his personality. He doesn't talk. Nobody wants to hear him. No, that you don't want to hear him. So you try to speak for the masses when the whole time you have a star right here. You got to learn how to talk to this man. Even as recent as his last fight, the fight before Canelo, the smear campaign continued. I don't hear the smear campaign now. Them voices got really, really quiet like they typically do when they get proven wrong. And they either try to jump on the wagon, I knew this kid was gonna be that, or they get very, very quiet and they start to retreat back to wherever they came from and they don't have a lot to say. So I'm happy for this brother for that reason, because they tried to bury him, Roy. It didn't work. He overcame that. He said, give me my shot. I'm gonna show you. And he kept doing it time and time again, and he did it again against Canelo Alvarez Saturday.
Commentators have suggested that there may have been more at play than what appeared in the official reports. Some speculated that Omaha's leadership could have felt uneasy with the level of influence and recognition Crawford now carried in the city. His journey from local prospect to world champion transformed him into not only a boxing star, but also a symbol of community pride. Analysts proposed that the traffic stop might have served as a reminder to Crawford and to the public that established institutions still held authority. Framed this way, the episode fits into a larger narrative. With fame often comes pushback. and those in the spotlight frequently face situations meant to test or temper their influence.
So, wanted to send a statement because he doesn't like the rise of the Black Messiah. He don't like to see a black person in position of power. So he pulled Terence Crawford over for quote-unquote reckless driving. And as he approached the car, he decided to lie on his report, because as he approached the car, he stated that he saw a firearm on the floor panel. Come to find out, Terence Crawford informed him as he approached the driver's side door where Terence Crawford was driving, and in the passenger side was Terence Crawford's head security guard. In the back was Coach Malachi, and a young lady was on the side of Coach Malachi in the back seat. And Terence Crawford has legal firearms, and of course his security has legal firearms. They informed the officer that they have legal firearms in the vehicle. He then brandished his firearm, pointed at Terence Crawford's face, and then got very aggressive as Terence Crawford got, and his security and everybody in the vehicle, Coach Malachi, got nervous because he started to show the actions and body language of somebody that wanted to do something completely left. And now in the police report that has been obtained by the community and released and leaked, he never puts about the reckless driving. He never puts speeding.
Former world champion Amir Khan voiced his support for Terence Crawford, stressing that no controversy could overshadow the fighter's accomplishments. Khan praised Crawford's talent and determination, recalling that he had long believed Crawford would rise to prove himself among the sport's elite. In his eyes, the events in Omaha did nothing to diminish the reality that Crawford is a reigning champion with a legacy already secured. Khan argued that efforts to pressure him or downplay his achievements would never alter the truth of his greatness. For fans, Khan's words offered encouragement, serving as a reminder that genuine talent always outshines criticism.
I knew that Crawford was going to win. You see, when I watched Crawford train back in Omaha, Nebraska, and when I was in Colorado Springs, he came into my camp. He helped me out a little bit, but at the same time, I seen him sparring some heavyweight guys. I seen him wrestling some heavy, big guys, and I thought, wow. So I asked him, I go, look, do you have like a wrestling background? He goes, yeah, we're like state champion. So that showed to me that this guy is a solid, strong person. Like, no one can push him around. No one can dictate. No one's going to put pressure on him where he's going to feel hurt, because he knows how to control the ring. When it comes to box IQ, like, his IQ in boxing is probably the best. I mean, he knows what punch to throw. He knows how to maneuver these heavier, big hitters and also take away their power and put his own shots in. So yeah, he's up there, one of the best ever, really.
As an ex-fighter champion, I'm just curious. We heard yesterday Dana White says he's not going to acknowledge the WBC, IBF, WBO. He's going to have his own belt and the ring belt. And they want to potentially make changes to the Ali Act as well. This is a big thing here in America. How do you feel about, is it time to make these changes and evolve, or are you more old school and think they shouldn't happen?
Ariel, I think it's the time boxing needed to change a little bit.
The difference between the official account and the stories from those on the scene created a clear divide in how the night was understood. The Omaha Police Department framed the incident as a straightforward traffic stop for reckless driving. In contrast, Crawford's head of security recalled it as a frightening ordeal, describing the officer's actions as excessive and unnecessarily aggressive. These conflicting versions raised concerns about transparency, accuracy, and accountability. For many in the public, it became difficult to reconcile the simple explanation given in reports with the unsettling first-hand accounts of those who felt they were placed in unnecessary danger.
Police report, but now we got information from Terence Crawford, his own team, and they're saying something completely different. If you listen, his head of security, Shabazz, said he was shaken up. He was like, I thought we were gonna get popped by the cops that night. And crazy enough, he teaches classes on how to de-escalate and deal with police officers. So, at least that's what they're saying his credentials are. So he knows how to de-escalate situations and still had a problem with Omaha PD. And the other thing that is different, he's saying that they didn't even know that he had a gun on him or there was no gun on the floorboard, which changes things. So I can't wait till we get down to the nitty-gritty and the body cams and this and that, because now this shakes things up. This is no longer the story we were being fed from TMZ. This is something different. The TMZ article said the cops pulled him over for reckless driving, fair if he was doing it, and seen a gun. And in my video, I said, if those things are true, then yeah, the cop can take you out the car for everybody's safety, including their own.
City officials quickly acknowledged the seriousness of the public's reaction and moved to address the concerns. Omaha's mayor and the police chief both released statements pledging a full review of the incident. They stressed that an internal affairs investigation would be launched to ensure transparency and preserve community trust. While these assurances were meant to calm tensions, many remained doubtful, arguing that the official response downplayed the real severity of what had happened. The promise of an inquiry was seen as a necessary step, but for critics, the true test would be whether meaningful action followed the words. Analysts also pointed to larger implications, framing the episode as part of a broader tension that arises when an individual's rising influence comes into conflict with long-established institutions.
The department put out this statement. The mayor put out a statement as well. Really no meat to it, except like he's going to do an internal investigation. Everything else felt a little political. Okay, Omaha Mayor John Ewing and Police Chief Todd Schmaderer, are aware of a video circulating on social media regarding the traffic stop involving Terence Crawford early Sunday morning. Chief has authorized an internal affairs investigation. Shortly before 1:30 a.m., officers working in the downtown area observed a vehicle driving recklessly near North 12th and Capitol Avenue. A traffic stop was conducted at Cass Street. So he's pulled over because they said he's driving recklessly. All right. While speaking with the driver, an officer observed a firearm on the driver's side floorboard. I'm going to read that sentence to you again. While speaking with the driver, an officer observed a firearm on the driver's side floorboard. That is important. For safety, all 4 occupants were ordered out of the vehicle at gunpoint. The driver was later identified as Mr. Crawford upon verification of his driver's license and was issued a citation for reckless driving. One passenger, a member of Mr. Crawford's security team, was also found to be carrying a legal firearm. Okay, so that's 2 guns in the car, legally. Police have confirmed that all occupants are legally permitted to carry firearms. The police supervisor and lieutenant responded to the scene at Mr. Crawford's request. So he requested a supervisor and lieutenant to show up. Okay.
Commentators noted that those in positions of authority can sometimes feel unsettled when others rise to prominence, especially when that rise earns widespread admiration. From this perspective, the Omaha traffic stop was viewed not simply as a traffic matter, but as part of a larger struggle between personal achievement and entrenched power. It echoed a timeless reality. Individuals who gain influence often face resistance from established institutions determined to maintain control. Some voices in public discussion also raised concerns about prejudice, suggesting the incident may have been shaped not solely by law enforcement procedure, but by deeper social dynamics. While most avoided extreme language, many expressed that Crawford's ordeal reflected a broader pattern in which people are treated differently based on identity rather than actions. This interpretation struck a chord with his supporters, who felt the stop was unnecessary and unjust. Regardless of one's position, the event sparked an important conversation, not only about Crawford's treatment, but also about how justice, fairness, and equality are perceived in everyday encounters with authority.
Incumbent for me to say that it will not be lost on a lot of people that Terence Crawford, being obviously a black man, being pulled over by cops in such fashion and treated in such a seemingly harsh way, will not go down well with a lot of people, especially in the black community, where, let's be honest, there has been tensions over the years between the police and the black community throughout many American towns and cities. So let's be honest, this incident will do nothing to improve relations between those two groups, that's for sure. Because make no mistake, this is an incident that could have gone very left, very, very left, and someone could have got hurt, maybe even fatally hurt. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that, because we've seen in the past where incidents of this nature have ended up very badly. So yeah, there's a lot of people who are very upset by this incident. As I said, I've not heard anything from Terence Crawford or anyone related to Terence Crawford, anyone to do with his inner circle. I would imagine he'll be releasing a statement soon. There are some people online who are suggesting that Terence Crawford may have grounds to sue. There are others saying that he might not want to sue because Terence Crawford is a much loved member of the Omaha, Nebraska community, and he does a lot of work for the city, so he may not want to sue the city. However, it'll be interesting to see how this one gets resolved.
That wraps up today's video. Thanks for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for more updates. Until next time.